Hey everybody, welcome to Leave No Taste. I'm Mark, and today we're going to make some sweet potato mash. This is one of my favorite potato dishes. We're going to start with 10 ounces each of some russet potatoes, already peeled. You can use any baking potato. You can do this with golden potatoes, red potatoes, whatever. I kind of like something starchy, like a russet or a baker, because with the density and the sweetness of a sweet potato, you still end up with like a nice fluffy mash at the end. So I'm just going to chop these into some relatively large chunks to simmer together. I've got a pot of salted hot water. You could start with boiling water. Mine is just about to boil, but because we're going to check these potatoes for doneness throughout the course, doesn't matter if you put them in when it's lukewarm or somewhat warm or almost boiling or boiling. So I've got these in almost same size chunks. The russets can be a little bit smaller because it takes them a little bit longer to cook than sweet potatoes. So I'm just going to add all this to the hot water. Whoops. There's a certain 4-second rule involved here. So, and boiling water sanitizes everything. So there we go. So we're just going to let these simmer until they start to get tender, and we'll go from there. So it's been about 20 minutes, and my potatoes are nice and tender, not cooked to the point where they're falling apart and disintegrating. Still some texture, but tender enough to mash. So I'm going to go ahead and strain them off and make my sweet potato mash. I have a strainer set up in the sink here already. So I'm just going to go ahead and strain off the seasoned water. There we go. I've got my masher. I have, about 4 tablespoons, which is basically 2 ounces of butter. Not basically, it is 2 ounces. A half cup, 4 ounces of milk that I'm going to pour in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and mash all of this to incorporate the butter and the milk into the potatoes. I'm going to add some kosher salt and a few turns of black pepper. And you can use as much or as little black pepper as you like. I'm a big fan of cracked black pepper, so I use a fair amount. And as this rests, the starch in the potatoes is going to soak up even more of this liquid, and it's going to get a lot thicker. So you can see that happening already. Yeah, so I'm going to top this off, let it rest for, I don't know, maybe about 10 minutes before serving, or it's really good to, this is easily reheated, or you can top off, shepherd's pie, cottage pie, hunter's pie. Go ahead and give it a little bit of fresh parsley here. And there you have it, sweet potato mash. We'll see you next time on Leave No Taste, and always make the most of the food you make.